Alright guys, we're going to put together some medium boxes today and show you a little setup here. So anytime I'm trying to do anything kind of work related, I like to try to work as efficiently as possible. So I got all my materials stacked up to where I can do box after box with material placement for optimal efficiency. So some of the tools I'm going to need today: some tunes, some glue. I've got tight bond 2 there. Here's some galvanized coated, can't remember if they're 7Ds or what they are, but the general beware nails for hive bodies. A rubber hammer. I got a little ball peen hammer to drive the nails with. A glue brush, which is amazing, and then just a general little broom, bristle broom. But I'll use the bristle broom to knock off any sawdust or anything on the, the glue joints and stuff to create a better bond. You can see the duct tape on the old rubber hammer here. The only thing that's for is I'll do some mechanic work from time to time and beat on some greasy things, and the duct tape minimizes the funk on the bee boxes. So that's all that's for. So another vitally important piece of gear this time of the year. My workstation's outside. So it's July in Virginia. Only thing worse than July is August. And yeah, the heat's terrible when that sun is beating you to death. So I got the canopy rolling, and a little chair for the old back. Can't stand or sit anything like what I used to. And my workstation is a set of Stanley Saw Horses, which are awesome. And as you see there, they're adjustable, man. If you haven't seen them, Lowe's, Home D, I guess, carries them, but they are awesome. They're adjustable. Legs lengthen out, but they are awesome. Lightweight and very heavy duty. Very, very heavy duty. Awesome. For as lightweight as they are, they're really impressive with what they can carry, the load. So, and just a makeshift couple 2x4s, and ripped a sheet of plywood in half. Just a makeshift temporary workbench that I use all the time. Almost forgot another essential piece of kit for July working outdoors. When you have the luxury, nice fan. We got a decent breeze right now, which is a godsend, but be surprised what a fan can do for you when it's hot and you're working out. Alright, so the way I got my equipment stacked, there's a reason behind it. I can grab 4 boards and everything's ready to go as I need for gluing and setup and the whole 9 yards, and I'll show you here in just a moment. Alright, so I got my 4 boards. Let's say I'm going to go on and make a first box. So the way I stack them is I'll stack them upright with the pockets, the flats up, pockets together. Okay, so if you stack them like that, when you go to glue up, show you here. When you go to glue up, you can run your glue on all of your contact surfaces. So I'll glue here on the inside, all those contact surfaces of each finger joint, and then I'll glue 2 at a brush 2 at a time, all the contact surfaces, both ends. And so my long boards are pockets likewise together properly facing one another. That exposes all your contact surfaces for your glue up, and all of them upright, so when you go to assemble it, it's a lot more efficient. I hope that makes some sense. but that's what works for me. If I'm doing a bunch of stuff, I like to have a system down where you can just go instead of fumbling around. So if you put the box together like so, you can see what your glued surfaces will be. So all of the valleys are your glued surfaces. So if I'm going to assemble a box, I got my, for instance, this is the 2 short pieces, pockets together and up. So when I'm ready to glue, I can just run my glue through the valleys. Like so. And then on the inside of the boxes, put some glue on the back side of those where they contact. See, all these are contact surfaces. All the valleys and the back sides. So when you position your hive bodies like that for gluing, it makes it a lot more efficient. And then just turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. Glue in the valleys, brush it all out. Same on your long pieces. That's why they're stacked pockets together, and then everything lines up. You can glue up's a lot quicker than fumbling around. Alright, so I got the box joints glued up, put together. I'll get it as tight as I can, but when it's time to nail up, I'll put a nail in each hole. Go on and get it set up. And then at this point, I'll push down with my arms. You get a lot of leverage, folks, with your forearm laying on something and put your body weight into it. As I'm doing that, I'll nail. And if you see a little bit of a gap somewhere, you can do the opposing and pull it in with your fasteners. And then just go around each corner of your box like that, bracing and pushing down and nailing. Those nails will pull this box together pretty much square as long as the lumber's milled, you know, somewhat decent. A lot of about how your equipment turns out is how it started. So they drying it good and you know, cutting their joints and stuff good, then you'll end up with a better piece of equipment. Alright guys, so I had a good amount of squeeze out. So what I'll try to do, this end grain, it takes a whole lot of paint. That end grain will suck up paint or stain or whatever you're using. So I'll help. Of course, you see I missed a nail there, but I'm just showing you this for the video. What I'll do is I'll try to move that glue over that end grain. It'll help seal it. Like so. If you got excess, as opposed to just getting rid of it where it doesn't serve any function. If you kind of fill in that end grain, it'll help on paint. Show you here, guys. So this galvanized nail, I think they come from Dadant. But they're a little bit big with the coating on it. I got some, I think same size fasteners, zinc coated. The shafts were a little less diameter. But anyhow, this nail is too big for this little fine hole here. You see, it's not very, you don't have a whole lot of meat there. If I drive that galvanized through there, it's going to split that. I could either pre-drill that, or what I'm going to do is just use some of those the smaller fasteners. But I'm going to show you this for a reason. I'm sure you can see right there where it split it. And all this stuff matters over time. If anywhere water, the weather can get to, it will degrade your equipment faster. If you don't keep good paint, that's one thing I don't understand about a lot of these beekeepers. Commercial guys, I get it. But you little, smaller beekeepers, you need to be keeping this equipment painted up properly, because that can be your biggest insurance policy. If you let it go too long and then it's, you know, this stuff's expensive. Let it go too long and it can rot. Wood can get all dirty and rot and stuff. And once it gets that rot in it, it's pretty much gone. So right here, here's this little smaller, get her to focus here. Okay. It's a little smaller galvanized nail. It was just a blim out of the package. Hey, I got it. I'm going to go on and use it. To draw that on in there. With the no splittage. Hey guys, so here's something you'll run across fairly frequently, but I'm going to try to take care of some of the problem now. You see where that's split right there, and the reason that is this might have swollen up after they cut it. You know, moisture pulls back in the wood, it'll change dimensionally, or they didn't cut it big enough or whatever. It's not really that big of a deal. But what I'll do is I'm going to try to take care of a little prevention right now. It may or may not even work, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I'll stick a nail in there and try to pry that apart just a touch. And I'm going to try to force some glue between them two pieces of wood. So I'm going to shoot it down in there and kind of squeeze it in. And I'm not going to be able to do this on camera, but I got a couple of frame nails. See that one there? It's got a booger on the end of it. You wouldn't want to use that one because it's going to split that thin wood. So a good sharp nail. And I'll drive it in to try to pull these two pieces together. Once this nail, if it will pull those two pieces together, that glue sets up, it's going to be locked in there solid. I'll wipe the squeeze out off, good paint over it, and who knows, it might save us in the future, or at least prolong some maintenance. Alright, let's see if it even tightened it up any. It might not have tightened it up. Well, you can see it pulled the crack tight. The split was from here out, and it tightened it up. Once that glue sets, we'll be in good shape. Alright, so once I got my box nailed up, my last step, I'll just look at each nail joint and make sure I haven't missed a nail. So I'll just take and flip it. And you don't want to find out in the field, hey, I missed a couple nails here or there. So I'm done with that. glue joints are wiped up. We'll set it to the side. So here's the completed boxes so far and a repair job there. It's kind of commonplace, but I'm out of nails now, so I have to get some more nails.